Here come the gang stalkers. In an unguarded moment, these are streets. In an unguarded moment, here's the bastard with the camera, the Lomo. In an unguarded moment, here's the nipple kisser, the saddest. In an unguarded moment, in an unguarded moment, in an unguarded moment, in an unguarded moment, in an unguarded moment.
I think God helped me.
Yes.
Just, I can say, yeah, God helped me. Because He make it too much problem for me.
Some targeted individuals, it's a local targeting, and you know, they might have pissed somebody off locally, or you know, a drug deal went wrong, or you know, they said the wrong thing to the wrong person, or but it doesn't leave their neighbourhood, and you know, after a while it might fade away. But then there are those of us who are victims of organised gang stalking, which is a network that's global. Mine has followed me all around the world. And I've just covered his head with a potato. His head's as big as that bloody potato too. He had a huge... You know, I was, I suppose you could say, inducted or initiated, and certainly programmed through the arts and entertainment medium. You know, I've worked in a lot of fields. I've worked in television, you know, on camera.
Walkathons are held in schools all around the country to raise money for school equipment. And here at Strathfield Girls High School, 10,000 students and teachers will be walking 10 kilometres to raise money for their school.
And radio and theatre and... There's sun in the window, and they don't if you're inside. Open wide, here comes the bride. You know, I perform, but I also create the content.
Who the hell cares if they knock me off? They won't even have to take my name off the electoral roll. I mean, I'm worth minimal paperwork in this country. I'm a foreigner, for God's sake, an outsider, a little Aussie blow-in, a cultural refugee. They'll just load my cold carcass onto a plane, preferably Qantas, thanks, wipe their hands of me, and voila, that's it. Not even a page 10 mention in the Boston Globe. I mean, a girl like me likes to go out with a bang, but 2 bullets, no party is not my idea of a great exit. So if I tell you the truth, you've got to promise you won't shoot, right? Okay, girlfriend. This is how it goes.
I can see how my programming was orchestrated over a really long period of time. We're talking 30 years. Because I was initiated in 1985 through a film clip that I was cast in. also see myself as a victim of satanic ritual abuse. And I know personally that there's a very deep occult component to this program.
I'm at your window, I'm at your door, I'm on the ceiling, I'm on the floor, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming, here I come.
You know, I've had a really interesting ride in that I've seen how, because I've surfed so many different groups and in so many different parts of the world.
So this is the famous Poets Cafe, is it?
Yes, it's Cafe Slavia.
Yeah. So tell me about it. What was it?
The most famous cafe for poets and artists and musicians.
So it's my cafe.
And your cafe. Let's go.
Oh, watch the step.
Yeah.
1,
2, 3, go.
Okay.
You know, I was programmed as a monarch, mind-controlled slave, and I was sort of only half-cooked.
Of this song describe the reality of the monarch slave. It says, well, she lives in the fairy tale, somewhere too far for us to find, forgotten the taste and smell of a world that she's left behind. Holy crap, guys. Think of the meaning of this. She lives in the fairy tale. She's not in a real world. Somewhere too far for us to find. Buried deep in her mind, in other words. She's forgotten the taste and smell of a world that she's left behind. It's an artificial reality. Holy crap. It's all about the exposure, the lens, I told her. The angles are all wrong now. She's ripping wings off butterflies. Holy crap. Once again, the imagery here is of one wanting to break their programming, ripping wings off the butterflies. Also in the lyrics, the girl is said to live in a fairy tale, which is her dissociative mind state, of course. Due to the fact that this world can only be found in the confines of her consciousness and can only be tapped into with trigger words.
She's never been married. Three times.
The angles are all wrong now. She's a monarch slave and is thus ripping wings off of butterflies. The lyrics also state, keep your feet on the ground when your head's in the clouds. Wow. In other words, the dissociative state experienced by monarch slaves is often described as a sensation of weightlessness because of the tampering with the mind, through the drugs and the abuse. While her feet are on the ground, her consciousness is in an altered reality or in the
It
clouds.
doesn't happen every day. I guess it does to somebody. But, yeah, somebody gets married every day. Yeah, it's only happened once to me. How about you? You ever get married? Once?
Not now, but anyway,
No,
these things happen.
same with me.
Yeah, same.
Things happen.
Same with you too.
She's never been married. Three times.
Same with you too.
She's never been married. Three times.
She sings. So one day he found her crying, coiled up on the dirty ground. Her prince finally came to save her, and the rest you can figure out. But it was a trick, and the clock struck 12.
Three times. 3 times.
So her prince, who was in fact her handler, comes to, quote, save her from her pain in the video, in the song. And that's what they're led to believe. They so completely screw them up psychologically, they don't know who to trust, what to trust anymore. Because, you know, 1 minute their handler is abusing them, beating them, sexually assaulting them. And the next minute he's coming in and acting endearing and embracing them and patting them on the head and hugging them. Sick bastards.
Picture of a perfect wedding.
And again, handlers are often portrayed as the slave's savior. You know, you'll see this imagery in videos. The very castle, if you watch the video of the song, you know, that castle, which seems so serene and so welcoming at first, ultimately becomes a nightmare because this monster now emerges from the shadows and is chasing her. So, you know, even the castle imagery that you know, you'll find safety. It only provides that safety for a short time until the memories come back and haunt them, or you know, the abuse starts again. So freaking disgusting. The line, and the rest you can figure out, alludes to the fact that this savior or prince has actually come to rape her.
It's the new thing, a bridesmaid. What do they wear? Black. All black. Totally the sky itself.
It was a trick, say the lyrics, because he was not Prince, only a sadistic handler furthering the girl's trauma with sexual abuse.
Will also be a means of transportation. It's just in there, like happily after, you could say. But we put the ever in there. Why? I don't know. Because it's the new thing. Black. Everyone should wear black and nothing but black. And then the camera person should laugh forever. And not be heard, but bite her lips with her own teeth. Only we understand. Now turn it off. Turn it off.
During those repeated assaults, the slaves are forced to disassociate from reality. With all this in mind, notice what the lyrics go on to say next. Well, you built up a world of magic because your real life is tragic. Yeah, you built up a world of magic. Unbelievable. In other words, she has built up brick by brick a wall in her consciousness that disassociates her from reality. She escapes into a world of magic due to the extreme trauma that she has to live through on a daily basis, and thus they develop multiple personality syndrome, or, you know, bipolar, schizophrenia, whatever. Here we find that the slave's handler enters her cell where she's coiled up and deeply traumatized. Can you imagine these sick bastards? Oh, you son of a bitches, man, I'm telling you. But it's an old, ancient secret. In fact, I'm trying to remember that quote. I think it was Bertrand Russell. The ancient science of controlling the mind, he says. He refers to it as an ancient science.
There's so many ways that we need to replenish ourselves and feed our own spirit, because if you're targeted, you're isolated. You're not allowed relationships. The only people that they'll let near you are other handlers. Everybody else will be frightened away. You know, you starve on a lot of different levels, on a skin level, and on a love level, on a conversation level, on an ideas level. It's just every single part of you is in a state of starvation. And they do this deliberately. It's part of the enslavement protocol, because then when they, you know, send in the handler, whoever the handler is, you're just like, oh baby, take me, because you're starving, because you've been starving.
Despite the imprecations of your parents, friends, former lovers, pets, professional crises managers, and now you say God himself, herself, I would still like to reply via my own tiny but honest opinion. My heart is a real thing. It is and remains untouched by these concerned backstabbings of these privileged naysayers. I am yours. A simple gift, all of me, my life, such as it is, with you, complete. You will be loved. It was a dream. Why? A simple gift, all of me, my life, such as it is, with you, complete. You will be loved. I wish the men in the white coats would come and take me off. A dark padded cell's better than this living hell. Oh, please, won't you leave me, or love me, or grieve for me? Call up the hospital, go ahead, I'm crazy, do it now. One up the hospital, go ahead, I'm crazy, do it now. What number are you supposed to dial in Australia again there, Zed?
Kind of like the amount of girlfriends you've had in the last 3 years, man.
Well, that was 0 3 years ago, and none 2 years ago.
And then what was that hit you got this year?
The big O.
That's the one.
That's the one.
There's only one thing worse than a mean girl, and that's a mean boy. Because everybody knows monarch slaves don't have boyfriends, and they don't have husbands either. Every man that's sent in will betray them. Because one of the other aims of this program is to totally destroy relationships between men and women, to reduce them to a slave married to a handler.
There's not a dingo in the county. They're after me. I got no brain. I'm going crazy.
So in this song, I am the punchline.
God, I wish.
The joke is on me.
'Cause if you're crazy, you're crazy. You just go around the bend. But when you're stupid, you just keep on bending in the wind.
And when Bob leaves town, and the gang stalking begins in earnest, I will have a nervous breakdown.
Oh, something like that. I can't remember exactly what the diagnosis was. But it's love or something like that.
Sure, I'd love one.
Would you rather have a CD or a DVD?
Do we get to see you as well? I can do either.
DVD is only NTSC, that's not PAL. You can play it on
CD
your
would be
computer.
fine. Thanks. Getting a CD for free off Bob Holman. I must have done something okay. Great night there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you catch that? The handover?
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you catch that? Nice one, thank you. Me and Bob.
That's so beautiful.
We rock.
Oh, you look like brothers.
We are brothers. That was quite something.
I know where my accent. I keep ripping. I keep ripping your accent off and everything.
Oh, hi.